Behind every hotel protest are people.
The smiles here is masking the anger.
Typically wary of media and distrustful of authority.
They would appeal, wouldn't they? They're scared.
We've been given candid access to speak to those involved.
So we've got to give you a chance.
Branded racist and far right.
They're calling you Nazi scum.
I couldn't care less what they call me.
Protests outside asylum seeker hotels are growing in intensity, drawing some who've never protested before. We're going to see Dinah Bentley, a retired teacher. She went to her first hotel protest last week in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, close to where she lives.
Hello, hi Dinah, thank you so much.
Are you all right with
yes,
dogs?
I'm fine with dogs.
Come
Hello.
on through.
How are you feeling? You're not too nervous, I hope.
No, all right. I know I should be. I should be very nervous. We are amongst friends.
Right.
I know it can be a little bit controversial, the fact that I don't laud him, but I admire him.
Is that a permanent fixture or is that just for us?
That is permanent.
What is it about Nigel Farage that you like?
I set all my hopes on him and reform because we're in such a mess.
What is it that he says that sort of resonates with you particularly?
He says what I believe, what I think. And everybody talks about the migration, but our country's ruined. They've ruined it. It's an invasion, isn't it? And they shouldn't be here.
Dinah is 78, a grandmother of 2. She's never been to a migration-related protest before. Understanding why this one and why now, for her, is as much about the past as it is about the present.
Great Uncle Alfred, who was my grandma's brother. He was blown up in 1916. He died for our country, and if you could see what's happening to it now, and if he was in a grave, he would spin. I'm getting emotional now.
Why is it making you feel emotional?
Can't say. Can't say. Sorry, I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, I'm sorry that we've made you cry, but it's obvious this is something you feel very strongly about. I mean, in some way, do you feel like would you call this a fight?
A fight? It is a fight for survival. Not a physical fight, but it's a mental fight for survival.
So, what do you mean by that?
Instead of government ministers paying lip service to the people of this country and saying some things that they think we would like to hear, actions speak louder than words. And I think very little is being done, and what is being done is dire. We are advised not to go to Somalia because it's a dangerous country, yet we are accepting some men from Somalia into this country. They're undocumented, we know nothing about them, we don't know where they are, wandering the streets. It's not right, is it? Why are they not seeking asylum in the first safe country? Well, we know why, because when they get here, they're getting everything for free. And we are paying for it.
You say the government aren't listening, but the government have said that they are planning, they hope to shut all the asylum hotels, stop illegal crossings,
It's all talk.
send people back.
It's all talk. Previous governments have said exactly the same thing and done nothing.
At what point would you believe that they are listening to you?
If I can't even bear to watch migrant dinghies landing. I can't bear to watch them. I would be happy if the Navy went into the Channel. We're an island, for God's sake, and stopped the boats. That would make me over the moon.
Dinah tells us she thinks people were frightened to say what they really think about migration. No more, she says.
We're on our way to see a man called James. Now, he used to be in the army, he used to be a police officer. He doesn't do that anymore, he's now a truck driver. But over the past few months, he's also become, by his own admission, fairly notorious in his local area because of what he's trying to do with a volunteer-led community group.
We meet James at home. He was initially sceptical to speak to a journalist from the so-called mainstream media.
It's not impartial. It's not impartial. And the big thing is, a lot of the guys and women that go to these protests, we're working class, and it's our streets, it's our community that gets trounced. It's our housing that's taken. If you're liberal, upper middle class, it doesn't affect you. Your type of immigrant is different to our type of immigrant.
What do you mean by that?
Your type of immigrant is educated. It's a well-to-do immigrant. It's either a surgeon or a banker or an engineer. Our immigrant is the low end of the low. That's what we find. We get the dross, we get the criminals that the other countries don't want.
It's this belief that's led James to found what he's called a local community watch group. He says it'll tackle all antisocial behaviour, but with a focus on what he calls illegal migrant men with conflicting cultures. In just a few weeks, the group's drawn hundreds of followers online, but others say the group, and James himself, isn't just divisive, but dangerous.
The aim is to provide a gentle presence within the community, not to be intrusive. But if we see any crime, whether that's illegal migrant crime or whether it's our local residents committing crime, we will intervene. We're not there to be judge, jury and executioner. We'll just detain people, assess the situation and phone the police if needed.
You said this isn't a vigilante group, but you've just described it as a group that will intervene, assess a situation, possibly detain someone based on that assessment.
Yes.
Is that not what vigilantism is?
No, that's what normal English blokes used to do in times of old. So it's only a modern version of that. We're aware of a specific threat that we've got now that's been imposed on us by successive governments of illegal migrant men with incompatible cultures and values moving into our areas.
What do you mean by incompatible values?
They come from cultures that aren't as civilised as ours. We've got laws that's been set in stone for hundreds of years. Now, they served us, but they don't seem to adhere to our laws. And because of the cultural differences, as in the sexual assaults on children and women, that they believe that that's fine in their cultures, well, it's not here.
I don't think any culture accepts that sexual assaults on women and children are legitimate and okay. Is this not just a sort of a gross generalisation? I
do accept that. However, by default, with having these illegal migrant men within the country, by default they're already criminal because they've entered the country through illegal means and not through the regular channels. The local communities round here, they've suffered enough when the pit's closed, the mine's closed. Nothing's replaced that. It's just left a void, and we've had criminality moving. And that's our homegrown criminality, whether it's drugs, violence, theft. We don't need any more criminality from other cultures. We've got enough to deal with. And like I said before, the police haven't the will to fight our own crime.
After leaving the army and the police, James set up a groundwork business just outside Wakefield. But he had £70,000 worth of his equipment stolen, a crime he says the police didn't investigate properly. In the weeks that followed, he himself got a police caution for a public order offence. Unable to work, he couldn't pay his rent and became homeless.
Trying to get housing and get sorted was quite difficult during that time. And when I was in the emergency housing office at Wakefield, I sat there for hours and I observed that 3 foreign families, 3 Moroccan families got serviced with housing and what they needed. And then by the time that 4:30 came, I was advised, no, we're shutting shop up, mate, you'll have to come back tomorrow. That was a bit of a pill to swallow.
Has it sort of fueled you in a way?
Yes.
Because this can't be easy, what you're doing. People calling you a racist, calling you Islamophobe.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Why is it fine to be called a racist, to be called an Islamophobe, a xenophobe? I mean, I assume you'd say you were none of those things.
Of course, I'm none of those things, but It's only names, and they've been called to so many people that they don't have any substance anymore. There's nothing in it. If any members of this group think it's a resurrection of the EDL and they've got another thing coming, we don't want any racist people, we don't want ethno-national people. It's not that kind of movement. It's a peaceful movement, but if needs be, we'll stand as ground and we'll prevent crime. We're not here to commit crime.
A few days later, we join Dinah again, heading to her second hotel protest in Wakefield.
I think it would probably be busier this week. I think it's probably had not more interest, but it's been promoted more.
Cedar Court Hotel has been used to house asylum seekers for several years. Protests and counter-protests advertised on social media began a few weeks ago.
How does it feel to be here?
Wonderful. We've put up with so much for so long, and I think ordinary people now, they saw the light a long time ago, but they've decided it's no good sitting doing nothing. We need to go out there and show our feelings, and that's why I'm here. Peaceful, but do something. Words are no good. Action.
I've been to get government to sit up and take notice of ordinary working people. Nobody wants to be here. I feel quite a little bit frightened being here.
Frightened of what?
Just the atmosphere and everything, being put in a position that you have to come and join a protest to try and get the government to listen to you. I'm a 60-year-old mum, I work 40 hours a week, and nobody gives me anything free. You just want fairness.
Over on that side, they're calling you Nazi scum. How that can't feel
Sticks
nice.
and stones. Sticks and stones could break my bones. I know what I am. I don't value their opinion. So I couldn't care less what they call me, because I know what I am.
James is here too, greeted by some fellow protesters as somewhat of a hero for setting up his community group.
This is Dinah.
We introduce him to Dinah.
All right.
So pleased to meet you.
And yourself, thank you.
I know you're a veteran.
How important is it to the message that people here are trying to get across, that it's not just what this sort of stereotypical, not stereotype, but ex-vet, big guys like yourself, and that it is, grandmas like Dinah coming out?
But with every veteran, you've got family members, you've got female family members. It makes it more palatable and more approachable when it's not all men. Men can be intimidating.
When I last met both of you, there'd just been the Epping Council ruling, but since then the government have said that they're going to try and appeal that.
Well,
what did you think?
Wouldn't they? They would appeal, wouldn't they? They're scared. Because I think they've realised that people's voices are being heard.
The smiles here and the good attitude and the positivity is masking the anger of what's happened to the English. People are angry. People know that once they're out of here, they're going to be put in the community. What happens then, who knows?
It's a fearful situation, isn't it? It is a fearful situation. There are plenty of places that, as a woman, I wouldn't go on my own. And I've got 2 granddaughters. I fear for them. What's the legacy that we're leaving for the next generations?
Dinah and James are 2 of many thousands of protesters who share a sense of being ignored or written off as extreme. Over the coming weeks, we will speak to counter-protesters to hear what they think about what feels for many a fearful and uncertain time.